Okay, so welcome back to the second video of Intro to AI course. In the last video, we mostly just studied the definitions of artificial intelligence and many other ways in which AI can be defined based on different philosophies and ways of thinking. We also chose rational thinking as the central approach to AI because it's most suitable. We will see that the concept of rationality can be applied to a wide variety of agents operating in any imaginable environment. Our plan is to use this concept of thinking rationally to develop sort of a set of design principles for building successful agents that can be called intelligent. So to say, make an artificial intelligence of our own. And so let's first take a look at what is an agent. First of all, agent is something that can act. Starting with yourself, you are an agent because you can perform an action. You are capable of performing a task, and so that makes you an agent in this environment. In computer terms, a single program could also be an agent because it also performs a task. Each program in a computer performs some sort of a task, and we use this terminology for us to make it easier to understand working systems of the world. The notion of agents is made to analyze working systems and not to divide the world into entities of agents and non-agents. What this means is that we use the concept of agents to help define artificial intelligence and not something that can be used as a measure of categorizing things. An agent in AI is basically a program that is capable of sensing things from its environment and make changes to itself, perform actions in environment and get further feedback from it. We will take a look at this soon. Once again, just to mention, we are going to connect a few concepts together to better understand how we can come up with program rules that make up a rationally thinking agent. In other words, an intelligence. So we know agent. Now, what is rationality? The definition of rationality at a given point depends on four things. The performance measure that defines the criteria of success, meaning what is the measurement which states that a given performance can be declared as success. Then comes the agent's prior knowledge of environment, meaning how much the agent knows about the environment where actions can be performed, and then the action itself that the agent can perform. And then finally, the agent's percept sequence. Percept sequence is basically all the input that the agent has taken from environment and how it's perceiving the perception. All these things define rationality in an environment. And finally, based on these things, we can define a rational agent as follows. For each possible percept sequence, a rational agent should select an action that is expected to maximize its performance measure, given the evidence provided by the percept sequence and whatever built-in knowledge the agent has. And that's sort of our goal, to construct a rational agent which can be called intelligent. But we are not quite there yet. You see, we now know what a rational agent is. Coming back to the picture shown earlier, this is just an agent capable of input from environment, generally in the form of sensors if we are talking in terms of non-human ways. And after taking input, it can perform actions, but it can be an action that is characterized as right or wrong, and a rational agent is supposed to perform action that is supposed to be right. Let me explain further. Consider an example of system with only two locations, location A and B. There are two states possible for each location, either clean or dirty. Consider an agent in the form of a vacuum cleaner. Following are its only action: move left, move right, and suck or clean. The system works in such a way that the agent vacuum moves to a location and is fully capable of knowing what the state of the location is, either clean or dirty. It will clean the area if it's dirty. If it's clean, it will move to the other area. I would like to ask you, what do you think? Is the vacuum cleaner in this case a rational agent or not? You may pause the video and think about it for a minute. Alright, so anyone would be able to tell that this is a rational agent in this environment though. And so we can say under these circumstances, the agent is rational. But we can also see easily that the same agent would be irrational under different circumstances. For example, once all the dirt is cleaned up, the agent will oscillate needlessly back and forth. If the performance measure includes a penalty of 1 point for each movement left or right, the agent will fare poorly. A better agent for this case would do nothing once it is sure that all the squares are clean. So, summarizing what we learned today, from the top we defined rational thinking model as a central model for artificial intelligence. Then we took a look at steps that led us to creation of an intelligent agent. We learned what's an agent and what's rationality and the characteristics of a rational agent. And we defined what is a rational agent and explained how an agent can be called rational or not depending on the scenarios it is in. In the next video, we will take a look at exactly that, the scenarios, or as we like to call it, the environment in which an agent can act as a solution to the problems that exist in the environment. And so with that being said, I will see you all in the next video.